counting down to myself. Kyle standing over the side, I know what he's thinking. Why is he counting down to himself? I'm here alone, but not really. Walter Jordan joins us. Walter, you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, Alan?
I can hear you. I think we hear you fine on the show. My headset, Gordon, if you have any chance to turn that up a bit, I don't know if you can turn it up a little bit, but I can hear you, Walter. Just speak with that good booming voice, like the way you used to take the ball to the basket, so to speak. That'll be perfect. But now Walter joins us and really needs no introduction. If you look in the top 5 in many of Purdue's categories. In Purdue men's basketball, Walter Jordan's name is still there. One of the great scorers of all time at Purdue, a great rebounder. Walter came to Purdue in 1974 from Fort Wayne Northrop High School, played in the state championship team, and played under Fred Schaus for 4 years. And very entertaining basketball, certainly in those days. Walter, can you believe, though, it's been 40 years since your freshman year?
My mind tells me it hasn't, but my body definitely tells me it has. So, yes.
You had the chance, and we're doing a story in Express for this week on the Soul Patrol, and a great group or a great time, certainly back in the day, where we had in your recruiting class, long before the University of Kentucky made platoon. Some people, new-time fans, think it's a new concept, but back in your freshman year, tell us what happened and a little bit of how that evolved. Four true freshmen, yourself, Eugene Parker, Mike White, and Wayne Walls joined Dick Satterfield as part of the Soul Patrol, but explain to our fans and our listeners and viewers what was all about.
Well, I got a kick out of it when you said that a lot of our listeners have no idea what the Soul Patrol was about. It's been that long ago, but it's just tremendous time for us as freshmen to come to a university such as Purdue University, and with the success of the program, the history of the program, that recently, just the year before, it won the NIT, with that star-studded lineup and lost some seniors. And we came to Purdue. We were just excited to be a part of the program, and we had a lot of talent, no question about it. The freshmen that came in, the recruiting class that I was privileged to be a part of, with some great players. And we came in, and just happened that some of the seniors we had some injuries, and we had some guys that was hurt, and they were just embraced us. So we came in with just a great group of leadership, upperclassmen. They encouraged us. They wanted us to be pretty good basketball players. And we ended up, Coach Schaus, to his credit, was not afraid to play freshmen at the time, and we ended up getting an opportunity, especially in the preseason, to really grow. And he would put us, the 5 of us, in along with senior Dick Satterfield, who we called Pixie, and we would come in the game, and something was going to happen, good or bad. Something was going to happen for sure, because we came in with so much fire, athleticism, and skill, and yet we were still young and wet behind the ears, and we just loved the game. We were really excited, and the crowd really embraced us, and the fans really embraced us, and we just had a lot of fun. We came in, and we didn't know what to expect. We just knew something was going to happen. Most of the time, thank God, it was good.
Yeah, you look back at that, and when did you guys find out as a group? And again, playing 5 guys at the time, you would come in, 5-6 minutes into the game and play a few minutes. You would go, as I recall, sometimes utilize pressure defenses to try to pick up the tempo. You guys all like to run and you all like to shoot. But when did you find out that Coach Fred Schaus was going to want to bring this to the table?
I think it definitely was an experiment at first, and I think it happened by accident because Mike White didn't get a lot of chances to play because of Johnny Garrett. It was so good, and but Johnny I remember a game where Johnny got in foul trouble, and Coach put Mike in, and then the 5 of us happened to be on the floor at the same time, and then the next thing you know, the crowd was going crazy because Mike was just a tremendous athlete, really strong, rebound really well. It was very physical, and then Wayne Walsh is an unbelievable athlete, and Eugene Parker, the great shooter that he was. and we just had to, it was a different change of pace for opponents, and they found it hard to adapt to what we did. We did come in and pressure the ball where we normally didn't pressure the ball because we were so energetic and so young and really didn't know what we were doing. I guess coach figured that we would probably make less mistakes if he let us go as opposed to trying to run something structured. But whatever happened, it was just a fun time for us, and I think that the fans really really embraced us, and it was a lot of fun. I remember just the crowd would go crazy when they see us checking in the game, and it was just a good feeling.
Dick Satterfield, and I talked to Dick yesterday for the story. The 6'1" white guy on the group, I guess if you want to use that term, but he's just a great guy, but fit so well. He said you guys have really bonded as brothers. Early on, it was a very special time from that standpoint. What role did you remember that Dick played with you guys? Was he vocal, or was he just wanted to make sure you guys checked in at the scorer's table and then made sure you did the job on the court? What was his role?
Dick was an unbelievable leader. He was a lot of fun. I remember him giving us golden nuggets even before this happened in preseason. Encouraging us. Talking about what it means to be really good and be great. That we had a chance to be special. Even before this whole patrol came about, we had a lot of respect for Dick Satterfield. Dick was our brother. He was a brother as far as we're concerned. Even in our adult life, he's always looked after us and encouraged us and led by example. He led by example more than anything. One of the hardest workers on the team, so he's well respected. And people say, well, he basically was just that guy, that glue that we needed to settle us down. And he always picked us up. He always picked us up, always encouraged us, and that's why I always be grateful for Dick Satterfield, because he taught us how to lead by example and go out there and be positive 99.9% of the time. That's what he was with us. He's very positive, never critical of anything we did. He tried, no matter how many mistakes we would make as freshmen, he would always say, next play, let's get to the next play, let's get to the next play. And I remember that like so vividly, like it was like yesterday, coming from him. So just mad love and respect for Dick Satterfield for sure.
Eugene Parker, obviously in your class and in from your hometown too, of Fort Wayne, came as and not necessarily from Concordia High School, a guy that could really shoot the basketball. Has gone on as all of you really have in your own areas, on to do some good things, but as a sports agent. But Eugene Parker, talk about his characteristics as a player and what and the opportunity to play with him for 4 years and what that was like for you.
I was blessed to grow up in the same neighborhood with Eugene Parker in Fort Wayne, and I remember sophomore year he was a stud. He was a stud even as a sophomore in Fort Wayne, and basically I was a reserve player for my high school at Fort Wayne Northrop. So even though we were the same class, he's one of the few guys my same age that I had respect for, I looked up to at an early age. And I didn't really know him my sophomore year. We knew of each other, but we used to go play in the summertime. We got to really know each other, just competing against each other. Then my junior year, when I did play varsity basketball, we were able to really get to know each other. But he was that guy. He was that guy that I looked up to. Always had big dreams. Always focused. Always had himself together. Always determined. Always his own person. You couldn't sway Eugene left and right. He knew exactly what he wanted, what he was going to do. And I remember the day we both got drafted. He got drafted by the Spurs. I got drafted by the Nets, and we were going to go work out. And he pulled me over. He said, "Well, I don't think I'm going to play. Go try out for San Antonio." He said, "I think I'm going to go to law school." He had that focus. He had a vision, and that's how he was in his entire career path. He knew exactly what he's going to do. He's not going to be swayed. And he, since I've known him, he's been that way. And I thank God for our friendship, and I'm so happy for his success. And so when, we were brothers, even before we got to Purdue. That's one of the reasons why I did go to Purdue, because of his character and who he is. I wanted to play with a guy like that. I trusted him. He trusted me. We had such a relationship. And so no surprise at all by his degree of success. And so that's just how I feel about Eugene Parker. I just think if you don't like Eugene Parker, there's probably something wrong with you.
Wayne Wall's a quiet guy and really a guy that when you think about the fact in your first game as freshmen, the two of you combined for I think it was 52 points and 31 rebounds in a win over Michigan State to open it up. But Wayne's a quiet guy, but a terrific defensive player and rebounder. What should fans know about Wayne Walls?
I tell the story about Wayne Walls all the time so people could understand how really good he is. I think Purdue fans forget how good Wayne Walls was. Wayne Walls was just a special, unique player. He's a great defender, a tremendous athlete, an awesome team player. I remember in the state finals, his team, Jeffersonville, my team, Fort Wayne Norfolk, we were both Final Four teams, and they were playing Franklin and the Twins, Blossom Twins in the morning, first game. The second game, we were playing against Lafayette Jeff. And so I remember I usually go into the game at halftime during the first game to get ready for our ball game. But this particular game, watching Wayne Walsh play against Franklin, I had to leave basically at the end of the first quarter because he was intimidating me. He was taking me out of my game mentally. He was that good. He was an amazing high school basketball player. I say in '74, even with Larry Bird on that All-Star team, with Eugene Parker, should have been on that All-Star team, but he's clearly one of the best 5 players in the state of Indiana and didn't make the All-Star team. So even with that All-Star team in 1974, Wayne Walls was the best player in Indiana high school basketball. He was that good. And so when I finally go to Purdue, I was fearful because I was thinking, well, oh my God, I got to battle Wayne Walls for a position here. And so, but thank God it worked out. Well, we were 4-year starters together. We were roommates on my junior and senior year. And I had so much love and respect for Wayne because Wayne prided himself, just like we both did. We would talk about playing big in the big games. We would get so fired up to play in those games. And to have the privilege to start in my freshman, my first Big Ten game with Wayne Walls, it meant so much to me because the kind of person he was. He's a tremendous competitor. He's the type of guy that was consistent as you ever could want a friend to be, as loyal as you ever want a friend to be, and just an unbelievable teammate. And I remember Wayne Walsh just being that. This is that somebody that you can count on when the going got tough on and off the court. And I'm just again so appreciative that we were able to do what we did together for 4 years. That's so special to me when you got someone like that you really care for, you really love, and that's how I feel about Wayne Wallace.
Yeah, we just have a couple minutes left in our segment, Walter. Tell our viewers what you're doing now and what I know you're still involved with basketball, the game that you've loved for your entire life, but bring us up to date on what's going on in the life of Walter Jordan.
Well, a couple things. I run a youth organization called Teen Impact Sports, and I can Google that. We've been involved with kids for a long time. We've been blessed to help over 80, 90, close to 90 kids now find their college home through athletics or academic scholarships, and be it football. A lot of our players are playing SEC football. Stars for SEC teams have been blessed to play in our program, and even guys that even make playing over in Europe. So we've been blessed with our program. And also, senior vice president with the company by the name of 5 Links. My wife and I, we're doing very, very well. We're out of impacting people's lives on a daily basis financially and mentoring people. And we're just having a lot of fun. We're seeing, traveling the world and just seeing the world, and just been blessed. My daughter's now coaching. She's a head women's basketball coach at Lewis and Clark. She has a master's degree from Clemson. So we're doing well, and just basically trying to make an impact and help some people as we go along the way here.
And lastly, you had to feel good about Purdue's win over Indiana. You played in some classic games against the Hoosiers and had a chance your junior year to win in Bloomington and beat Indiana at least a couple times in your tenure, 3 times I think it was. But you've had a chance to watch the Boilermakers a little bit this year. What have you seen that you liked?
I liked them a lot. I liked them a lot in the preseason. Disappointed and we lost games we should not have lost, but I saw the potential in the team in preseason. I really liked the makeup of the guys, and I think the Indiana game was just. I think if they could do that, I think they can do that consistently. I think they'll be one of the top 20, 25 teams in the country. I think they have the talent to do it. I'm just hoping and praying they can continue this. The win was huge. I mean, anytime we get to beat Indiana, especially with the struggle we've had lately, it's a great thing. So I'm just hoping the guys keep keep fighting and understand they pull together and play with that kind of enthusiasm and fire. Because I believe in being excited. It's good to see that the AJ Hammond's excited and playing with fire, and I think that's the key. If all the guys can do that, I think they'll end up having a great season.
Well, Northwestern awaits, and that's always a challenge, as you can relate. We'll be talking about that in our next segment with Brian Newbert. Walter, thanks so much for your time. I very much appreciated the opportunity to speak with you the last couple of days. We'll look forward to putting our story together for the Express. Walter, we'll also hope to see you up here in Mackey Arena before long.
Alan, thanks for all you do for Purdue, for the guys in the Purdue program. Really appreciate you.
All right, thanks again, Walter, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon. All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break, bring in Brian Newbert. He'll bring us up to date. Just got back from basketball. We'll talk Purdue Northwestern basketball, the results of the Purdue Indiana, or kind of look back at that, and obviously football recruiting as we have our last 4 or 5 days left, 5 days left, I guess it is, till National Signing Day. So we'll take a couple-minute break, come back with Brian Newbert on Gold and Black Live.